Good morning, friends. It took me a little bit because this Bible study is going to be a little bit different than what we're used to. I normally play the audio, we listened, and then we dig into talking points. However, my church is doing all of the month of February a series called Courtship to Covenant, which is basically, for the singles, the people dating, how to date from a godly perspective, all the things. And so what I did to make this kind of like marry what we're already covering is I went to chat with ChatGPT, of course, and I said, I want to talk about single, dating, healing, married relationships from a godly perspective, right? Because we know what it's like in the world, but we don't, unless we're like super duper godly Christian already in our faith 100%, almost perfect, we don't always do it from a godly perspective. And so here are some of our talking points, and because I'm doing it this way, I am going to actually be reading the verse. So I'll start by saying English is not my first language, it's my second language. So if I mispronounce words, I'm sorry. Also, the Bible has very hard words. Okay? So, I'm going to try my best, but English is not my first language. Okay? So, first of all, it says, this is very needed right now, right where we are. So, let's talk about how we can frame it from a God-honoring point, right? On different topics like being single, dating, healing, married. We're going to keep it as simple as possible, but try to stay biblical, because at the end of the day, we are trying to walk with God, right? We're trying to do things the right way, whatever that means to you. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to share what I find, okay? So first, let's anchor on truth, okay? God is not anti-love or anti-romance. He created it. He is love, okay? But he is serious about protecting our hearts. So the first verse that we're going to read is 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7. And it says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not seeking, it is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. These verses are so strong that we're going to read it a second time because I want you to understand what it's saying, okay? Again, we're reading 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 through 7. And it says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongdoings. Love does not delight on evil, but it rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. I'm going to go a little bit further, even though it doesn't tell me to. It says, love never fails. But where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what it is part disappears. So let's break this down a little bit. 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7 uses this to reset the definition of love. Not butterflies, not chemistry, not attention, but actual genuine love. If it doesn't sound like this, it's not love. If it keeps track of all your wrongdoings, it's not love. If it keeps score of who's holier, it is not God. It's not love. Okay? Love isn't how someone makes you feel. It's how they treat you when it costs them something. So it's not the person that's nice for no reason. It's the person that's nice even when there are reasons not to be nice. It's the person that shows up even when they don't want to. It's the person that does the little things behind the scenes that you probably don't even know about, okay? That's love. Now, let's go talk to the singles. For those waiting again, we're going to read. And I didn't know Songs of Songs was a book. I actually think I named it wrong and everything when I put my little tabs, because I couldn't even find it. But I found it. Okay? And we're going to read Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 7. Chapter 2, verse 7. It says, daughters of Jerusalem, obviously this is for everyone, but I charge you by the gazelles, by the dust of the fields. Do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. Listen, my beloved. Look, here he comes, leaping across the mountains, bounding over the hills. We beloved is like a jazzle or a young stag. Look, there he stands behind our walls, gazing through the windows, peering through the lattice. My beloved spoke and said to me, arise, my darling, my beautiful one, come with me. Okay, it only supposed to be verse 7, but I want to read a little bit more because I want to understand the verse. But it says, do not arouse. This is the part that I want you to focus. Do not arouse or awaken love until it so desires. Waiting isn't punishment, it's protection. Loneliness does not mean you're behind. God cares about timing, not just feelings. Okay. Chemistry without clarity leads to confusion. Attention is not affection. I'm going to say that again. Attention is not affection. People that text you and message you because they have nothing to do or on their free time, that does not mean they love you. That means they're bored and you are their entertainment. And God is protecting us from that. When we are alone, when we're lonely, when we feel like, man, I really want this to work, but it's not working, that's God's protection. It is not the time. You still have work to do on yourself, on your life, on whatever. So, attention is not affection. Now, for those of you that are dating or courting, where's my Amos? Yeah. Dating or courting. Courting is the same as dating, but in a church language, okay? Amos 3:3 says, where is it? Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? Do two walk together unless they have agreed to do so? Now, I'm going to read a little bit more, but the rest of this, I kind of go somewhere else. So instead, we're going to go to these talking to, it says, shared faith matters more than shared interest. So, us walking in our faith together, even though we have different interests, right? It's still okay because we're walking in our faith together. Maybe I like bowling and maybe you like knitting, or maybe I like the movies and you prefer shooting pool. I don't know, I'm just thinking of relatable things that you can do outside that maybe don't align. But if your walk with God aligns, your interests don't have to align because you are an individual. You're just working towards, a life together. So, again, I'm going to share that. Shared faith matters more than shared interest. Purpose alignment is greater than physical attraction. I'm going to say that again because Purpose alignment is greater than physical attraction. Because you could be cute, but where are you going in life? What are your goals? What are you trying to do? Who are you serving? I'm going to say that again. You could be cute, but who are you serving? What are your goals? What are you doing with life? That's important. Now, if you're always confused about what's happening, that's your answer. It's not. True love does not confuse. The right person for you will be clear, clarity, sincere, honest. There will be zero confusion. There would not be any, are we together? Are we not? Does he like me? No. It would be clear as day. And godly pursuit brings clarity, not chaos. If it's from God, there will be no question. There will be no doubt. It'll be obvious. If there's chaos, if there's conflict, if there's confusion, it's not. I'm going to say it again. It's not from God. I know you don't want to hear that, but it's not from God. If it's chaotic, it's not from God. If it's confusing, it's not from God. God doesn't do that. He does not carry those spirits on us. Let's talk about boundaries and purity without shame. Well, I'm not here to shame nobody. Listen, I'm far from perfect. And this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 3 to 5. And that says, my friends, it says 3 to 5. It is God's will that you should be sanctified, that you should avoid sexual immorality, that each of you should learn to control your own body in a way that is holy and honorable, not in a passionate lust like the pagans who do not know God, and that in this matter no one should wrong or take advantage of a brother or sister. The Lord will punish all those who commit such sin, as we told you and warned you before. Your God did not call us to be impure, but to live a holy life. Therefore, anyone who rejects this instruction does not reject a human being, but God, the very God who gives you his Holy Spirit. And of course, I read more. I read all the way through 8. But let's talk about this. Because boundaries don't kill romance. They build trust. Waiting to marriage builds trust. And again, I'm not here to judge. I personally have trouble with this. I'm trying, but I'm human. Desire is natural. Discipline is spiritual. Like, I don't know who needed to hear that. Probably me. Desire is natural. You're gonna want the person. You're attracted to them. Your physical, natural, human nature is to give in to that. But your discipline, your boundary, your holding back, that's spiritual. That's honorable. God isn't trying to withhold pleasure. He's protecting intimacy. Think about it. Every time you sleep with someone, self included, I say you, I'm part of you. Every time you sleep with someone, you're connecting in a spiritual, intimate way. Like, you're carrying whatever they have. You're like, things connect to you in a spiritual way. Whatever godly spirits they have, whatever demons they have, whatever, like, it connects, it comes, and it causes confusion. And if you're not supposed to be there, that friction will only get worse, because that's not where God called you to be. Lust rushes. Love waits. Yeah. Impulse, lust. Patience, love. If you have to lower your standards to keep someone, they're not sent by God. So basically, if you're with someone and they're gaslighting, oh, it's okay, we're gonna get married, oh, it doesn't matter. No. That's not from God. That's manipulation. And that, my love, it's not from God. It's from Satan. God doesn't manipulate. Sorry, I just got a text. For those of us healing from past relationships, we're going to go to Psalms 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. I don't know who needs to hear that, but definitely me. Okay? He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Oh my God, people. It says, healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means freedom. And that's with everything. Like if you forgive people, if you're healing, whatever the case, it means that it doesn't mean that you forgot the situation. It doesn't mean that, okay, I forgive you, that's it, it never happened. No, it happened. But that forgiveness, that healing is for your freedom, not for theirs. It's for you. If they accept it, amazing. If they don't accept it, it doesn't matter. You're healing yourself, your heart, your soul, not theirs. They have to do their own healing. God restores hearts, not just relationships. He's gonna fix all this. He got you. He gonna fix all this. Okay? You don't have to bleed on people who didn't cut you. Ooh! I hear that so many times because once upon a time, I was very mean. I was very angry. I was very hurt. And I was bleeding on everyone around me who did not cut me. Because you have to love me. This is who I am. I can't change. I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 40s. That's not true. Stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you. Healing is your responsibility, not your future partner's job. Meaning, come healed. Do the work beforehand. Yes, we all have baggage. But a broken heart is not baggage. It's a problem. Because you're going to come with all these conflicts, all these dramas, all these things that I had zero problem to do with, zero involvement in. And you're going to bleed on me because of your unhealed version. And I think this is the last one. Yeah. Now for everyone, whether you're single, dating, married, or unsure, we're going to go to Matthew 6:33. And that says, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough troubles of its own. It's only supposed to be 33, but I read, 34 as well. And he's basically saying, when you put God first, everything else falls into place. Like, when you're good with your Father, everything else falls into place because now you have his protection, his love, his everything. Okay? He's there to protect you, to make sure that you're not hurt, to make sure that you're safe, to make sure that everything goes according to his plan, not yours. Love flows better when identity is rooted in Christ. Relationships are blessings, not saviors. Those are all the verses I had, but we do have some extra topics here. And we're going to close with some heart-checked questions. I'm going to invite you to reflect and possibly drop some answers in the comments so you guys know I love that. Am I looking for love to fill the void? Only God can fill. Have I confused attention with intention? Ooh, that one's deep. Do my relationship choices bring me closer to God or further from him? I'm going to repeat these questions one more time, but they will be in the caption. It's like, am I looking for love to fill a void only God can fill? Have I confused attention with intention? Do my relationship choices bring me closer to God or pull me further away from him? God isn't asking you to settle. He's asking you to trust him with your heart. And what God protects, he also prepares. That's all I've got for you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please share it. Someone out there is definitely struggling with their relationships, their friendships, their whatever. And maybe part of this word was for them. I know it's definitely for me. And I'm glad I get the opportunity to share this, even though I'm not 100% in my word, 100% in a position to preach. I can definitely share talking points and explain the Bible from what my little knowledge and whatnot. So again, if you enjoy these, please share them. You never know who else needs to hear any of the messages that I'm sharing. And maybe tonight I'll do the other Bible study that I did have planned, but this was just in my heart because I've been in my emotional drama, whatever you want to call it, the last couple of days, weeks, and I was like, you know what, let me connect with God. Let me see it from his eyes. Why am I struggling with this? What do I need to work on? What do I need to change? And then I was like, you know what, I'm for sure not the only one that needs this message. So I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the replay if that's what happens. And as always, thank you for the support. Mwah. See you next time.